Okay, cool, sir. All right, so you got it. Got it.
All right. So to preface this is the first time we've done this class.
Yes.
We're kind of brainstorming some different class ideas for command, and I just kind of thought this one would be a good one for the end of the year, kind of last quarter, so you can prepare yourself for specifically next year's holidays that come up. So you can basically schedule all your marketing between Facebook posts, emails, and like Authorine was saying, if you have any like events you want to plan around holidays, you could do that as well. So that said, being a first time we're doing this class, I definitely encourage you guys to ask any questions. And if you have any ideas for different holiday marketing, please chime in. We can kind of do this half masterminding style and half kind of showing you in command how you can schedule everything. Let's see.
All right, cool.
Go ahead and share my screen. So to get started, I'll show you in command on the left side. If you go down to the designs tab, which has this little paintbrush, we're just going to go ahead and open that tab up. And then at the top right, you go to create design.
Where are you? Oh.
On the top right hand side.
Create design. You see it? You guys see it?
Right up top there.
You see it clear?
I haven't hit design yet.
Oh,
I hit
okay.
design, now create design, yes.
Yeah, so from here, there's a whole bunch of different designs. We're going to start with social because that's where most of the holiday posts are.
Yes, I want to do a social right now. Okay, hold on. So I'm an agent. Got KW. Designs. Hold on, darling. Some of us are just as slow as we want to be.
Sure.
Okay, create. Okay, I'm at social.
All right. So social and then continue. And what's nice about this is now that we've had command and designs out for, I guess, a couple of years at this point, they've pretty much gone through all of the major holidays and they've created designs for us. So you'll see here on the left side, there's a holidays drop-down menu. And you can basically click which month you're looking at, and it's going to tell you what holidays there are and basically give you a selection of all the different designs they've created. So since we're in October, I'm going to go down to October and we'll see like which Halloween ones are coming up. And obviously there's a lot of different ones, and they also have some fun non-official holidays like Happy Boss Day and Coffee Day and all that kind of stuff. But if you scroll down, you'll see a couple different Halloween ones. So depending on where you plan on posting this, you might want to choose one of these long ones if you're doing a like Instagram or Facebook story. But the other ones, they have square for, I guess, Instagram or Facebook. And then I think these longer ones are kind of Facebook oriented. But let's just say we want to use like this one, this trick or treat. We're just going to click on use in the top right corner.
Cool.
It's going to pull right up there. And then if you haven't taken a designs class, we have them on our YouTube channel. Carrie teaches them and they're fantastic. But there's, you can do pretty much anything you want to these designs to customize them. This one is pretty much, it looks like it's just kind of a background and then the words right here. Or this is probably just like a sticker, so you can't actually change the words. But yeah, go take the designs class so you can really customize this how you want. But essentially you could go in and add like your logo or the Keller Williams logo, maybe a little headshot or something. It's like, say I wanted to use this little Keller Williams logo. I could go and put that in the corner. I'm not going to spend too much time customizing this, but just know that you can pretty much do whatever you want to these designs.
You just drag it down.
Where I couldn't.
So you just drag it,
From where?
right.
Left. No.
Yeah. So on the left side, you'll see at the top when you're on images, you can go to add.
Oh,
Where? I'm sorry. Oh, add. Okay.
that's what
why
I didn't do.
Okay. Oh, you have
So
to.
that's where you could go in and upload like your logos, your headshots, any little graphics you want to throw in there. There's also a lot of ones that are built into the system. So if you go down to elements, kind of halfway down on the left side, they have a whole bunch of different strange little elements you can add. I don't know what they have in terms of like Halloween, but we can see if they have any.
Kevin, it's Connie. I have a question. So do you have to set up in advance, like for instance, I've got a personal Facebook page and a business one. And if I want to make sure it goes to my business, do I have to make sure that's linked to command, or can I go back and forth between them?
Yeah, good question. Once I get out of this, I'll show you how to link it.
Okay.
But you can't schedule personal posts through command. It's only to your business account.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mhm.
What in the world is
Hey, Kevin, I have a quick
Yes.
question.
Sure.
Where do we find that? Where do we find that Keller Williams Atlanta North logo?
Sure,
on
you
our,
can-
on our site?
yeah, there's a couple different ones. You can go to the intranet. What I always tell people is you go into Connect, so it's kwconnect.com. You can also access it through command, but kwconnect.com is the quick way. And then at the top, you're going to hover over resources, I think. Yeah, so resources, and then towards the bottom, you go to marketing. And then you'll see right here, logos and branding. There's some other cool stuff on here too. But to get the logos and branding, and then a little ways down the page, you're going to see the Market Center logos, and you just search for the Market Center. So we are number 178, or you can look up Atlanta North. And don't click North Atlanta.
Okay.
I don't know why they decided on those two names, but yeah, Atlanta North, and then you just hit download, and it's going to pull in this little zip file at the bottom that has all the different styles of logos. So some are like transparent backgrounds, some have the white border, they have like the black and white ones. So that's going to give you all of the logos.
After he hit resources, what did he pick?
After he hit resources.
Yeah, resources and then marketing.
Marketing, yeah.
Marketing, click marketing,
Okay, the,
and then
logos and branding.
logos and branding.
Logos.
That.
Got
And
it.
then you just scroll down to the Market Center logos.
Okay, great.
And then the other way is in the intranet. There's a link that says logos. I haven't done that way in a while, but it's pretty easy to find in the resources of the intranet.
And you guys, you're asking me for listing presentation templates and stuff. Just come in, go to KW Connect with your friend and go into marketing and just scroll.
Yeah,
There's so much stuff in here. I
Yeah,
haven't exhausted it.
yeah, a lot of good stuff in there. Social
Lots of
media
clothes
tips.
in here too, yeah.
Yeah, and they're also in designs, all the listing and buyer presentation books and stuff. All right, so rebrand. All right, so back to this. Like I was saying, on the in the elements tab on the left, they have all these kind of like stock photos you can use. So if you want to change the background, they have some different ones. What else? You could add in like a little mummy guy.
Yeah.
So a lot of different stuff you can add in there. I'll add a little cute ghost.
Wow. I.
Easy
So
peasy.
he didn't click add.
Oh, because you're in Elements.
Oh, that's fine.
And it's
Okay, he's
stuck.
infinite.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
mhm.
Yeah, so Elements has a lot of the transparent ones, so no background, so they work well for just kind of throwing them on there.
Mhm.
And once you have the design set up the way you want, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to download at the top right corner.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to change it from PDF for printing to this PNG high quality image.
Mhm. I'm glad I'm sitting in on this.
And I'll go ahead and download that. Then you'll see it just pops up at the bottom there. So now I have my little image. And now we're going to go back into commands. So we have our design we want.
Mhm.
I'll show you some of the different things you can do with it. So first off, with Connie's question about how you connect your Facebook page to command. So like I said, you can't post on your personal page. So your first step is going to be creating your real estate business page through Facebook. Which, if you don't know how to do that, I believe there's a video on our YouTube channel from Jennifer Ray. It's probably a year or two ago, but she walks you through the steps of creating your business account. And then you're going to click on your name at the top right corner of command and go down to settings. And then mine's already connected, so it's at the top. So you might have to scroll further down, but you're going to see two different spots for Facebook connections. One is post scheduling, which is what we're going to be doing. And the other one is the ads manager for if you want to run paid advertisements. But both of them are pretty much the same. You're just going to connect. And then you're going to log into your Facebook and it'll ask you which pages do you want to connect, which I have a couple, but you're going to see your business page on there and you're just going to connect it right there. It's very easy to do. All right. Any questions about that?
Yeah, Kevin, does that set it up for just that? For instance, you were working on the Halloween image. Do you have to do that each time you do a post or just one time?
No. Yeah, just one time and that connects
Okay.
it to command forever.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let me zoom in a little. I have mine kind of zoomed out. Yeah. Easier to see. All right, so first we're going to do the scheduled Facebook post. So what we're going to do is on the left side, we're going to go down here to campaigns.
I'm gonna watch this lady. I'm gonna have to. Yeah. I'm gonna see because I'm off out lost. So good.
All right, and then in campaigns, they've actually just changed it. It used to say create campaign at the top, but now it looks kind of like how designs used to. There's a plus sign at the bottom right corner. I don't know why they moved it. It kind of makes it more of a challenge to find, but the bottom right corner, you're going to see the blue plus sign. You're going to press that, and that's going to pull up the different types of campaigns you can do. So what I'm going to be doing today is the social post and the email. So I'm going to show you how to schedule an email as well. But we're going to start with social posts. So we're going to click on that. And it's set up very similar to how if you just were to go to Facebook and create a post, that's pretty much how it is. So you have the text box at the top, and then you can add in your media at the bottom. So to start, I'm going to go ahead down to the bottom where the media is. And you have two options. You can either browse your designs library. So I could browse the library and just pull in that design I just made. But what I usually do, because I like to save all of my marketing, maybe if I want to use it again the next year, I always download it like I showed you. So I'm going to click here on the right side, upload image. And then I'm just going to drag that right in there. And then you hit crop image. And then on the right side, you'll see the post preview, so we can look at the image there. And then at the top, you have your text box. So whatever you want to put in there, I might say,
So the text does not lay over your image. It's like a comment.
right. So it's going to be right on top.
Okay.
Mhm. And then you'll see at the bottom right side of this text box, we have this little smiley face. Those are your emojis. You could go in there and add like pumpkin.
Kevin, if you're actually going to post this, correct your fun filled. There you go.
Filler.
Can you tell I was an editor?
Yeah. So with this, I mean, you can just do something generic like this, as, you know, have fun Halloween. You could take it an extra step and give them like maybe some trick-or-treating safety tips, or something we've done for Halloween is you could say schedule this like at the beginning of October, a couple weeks before Halloween, and you could do like a pumpkin carving contest or a costume contest, and say, you know, comment below with a picture of your costumes. The comment with the most likes by the end of October 31st wins, you know, a Amazon gift card or some kind of prize. Something encouraging people to actually comment and engage, rather than just, you know, have a safe Halloween that people are going to look over and say, oh, cool. Another company is saying have a fun Halloween. So kind of differentiate and create reasons for engagement, or provide value like the safety tips or decoration tips or something. And then you'll see here at the underneath the media, there's the DBA logo, which it says it's required, but I don't think it is for these posts. So I already put in our Keller Williams logo at the bottom. So you'll see here, it's trying to put it right over the top. So that said, you don't have to, when you're creating the design, include the logo, because you can just have it automatically put in right here. But I'm pretty sure you can just get rid of it. So if you already have one on there, you don't need to duplicate. And with a trick or treat kind of post, I don't think it's required to have our, you know, office logo on there, because you don't have to be compliant if it's not actually advertising a house. But yeah, that's where the logo just automatically pulls in. So I'm going to get rid of it and see if it allows me to save. And then you'll see here at the bottom, the scheduling. So this is where, like, say this last quarter, you just dedicate, you know, an hour a week to go in and save some posts for next year. So you could go in and basically create posts for every holiday coming up. That way, throughout the year, you're not having to think of which holiday is coming. What do I need to post? You know, time block some time and go and set a bunch of posts for next year. That way you don't miss any holidays. They're all ready to go. So I'm going to go to schedule posts and just click down here. And this one's going to be on Halloween. So we're going to click on October 31st. And then you can choose what time you want it to post. So 10 a.m. Maybe I'll change it to 12 p.m. And then at the very top right corner, we're going to click schedule post. Oh, yeah, I guess I do need the DBA logo. I'll go ahead and find one. All right, so obviously mine is duplicated because I had that GBA logo in the design. So if you're creating the design, I guess just don't use it and it's going to automatically throw it in there for you.
Silly question. Do you want to grab one that has a PNG extension on it?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but some of them, like, so when we downloaded that, I'll go back here and show you.
So when you downloaded the image, the trick or treat image, it was a PNG, and I didn't know if you had to put a PNG logo on that.
So you can use PNG or a JPG, JPEG, or whatever. But there are some, when you download that file with all the different Quan logos, there are some you'll see that say, I think they're in there, but they'll say that it's transparent.
Right.
Not sure which ones they are. I think that's the transparent one. Yeah, so you'll see there, if I can zoom in, probably not. But yeah, at the bottom left, you'll see it's transparent. So that's the way to not have the big white box around it.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Of course. So we go to schedule post and click schedule post again. And now we'll see, so back on the campaigns tab at the top right corner, you go to social posts. This is only a week, but you can change it at the top to show, move you guys over here. On the right side, you'll see it says week. We can change it to month. And then when we go down to the 31st, we're going to see that post right there, scheduled for 12 p.m. on Halloween. And then from there, if you wanted to edit it, you can hit these three dots on the right side and go in and change it up. So as long as it's before the date that it actually goes live, you can go and change it. So like for this one, I have the two logos on there. So I could go in and edit it and change out the picture so it doesn't have two. I'm just going to go ahead and delete that though. So any questions so far? Basically go in. What I did is, say it again.
You do a great job of making it look so easy.
It is very easy. The first time might be a little more confusing, but it's nice that in designs, they have all those different holiday things broken down into the different months. So you could go in and easily create, you know, one for each month or two for each month in like probably an hour or less. And then another thing you can do is, you'll see in this tab up here, I just Googled holidays in 2022. So there might be some that they don't have designs for. Belly Laugh Day, I'm not quite sure what that holiday is. But yeah, that said, you know, there might be one that they don't have a design for. And what you could do is go into designs and basically just create one from scratch using like the default photos. And you could add in, you know, there's a lot of websites where you can pull in like free images that are, or images that are free use for commercial kind of purposes. You know, you got to be careful not just going to Google and looking it up and stealing someone's professional photography. I know a lot of people do, but you could get in trouble potentially. So just make sure you have the rights to use the pictures that you decide to use in your designs. But essentially you could go in and create some kind of fun ones for like the non-official holidays like we had talked about.
Kevin, it's me again. I'm sorry to be asking so many questions, but
Good.
That's why Arthurine loves me on these.
Yeah, it's good.
I'll ask all the questions no one else wants to ask. So for instance, you had said, you know, honestly, someone following your website, they're probably not going to be noticing if you use the same Halloween image from one year to the next.
Right.
Do you go ahead and set it up as a recurring, or do you just do it as a one-time for that year? How do you schedule yours with your team?
I do it yearly. because I do like to change it up each year. I mean, you
Yeah.
could easily do the same one, and there are some posts that I'll do again the next year. But like I said, so I download mine and I have a folder in my computer where I kind of break down like different holiday marketing. Like I have a whole marketing folder with all like the kind of different events and holidays that we market for. So if I'm not reusing the same image, a lot of times I'll like get ideas from my past year's ones. So like if one year had better engagement than another year, I might say, okay, you know, we should do the, like we did a pumpkin carving contest last year that had great engagement compared to a year prior. I think we did like post your Halloween costumes, and I think some people were a little embarrassed or didn't want to post like their kids on our page.
Yeah.
But the pumpkin carving contest, I mean, a lot of people had fun with it.
Because I know I need to wrap my head around the social media audience. For instance, as an example, in our neighborhood, as a farming thing, we put out the flags for the 4th of July.
Right.
And on the little posts that they go on, we use almost exactly the same image from year to year on purpose.
Yeah, we do.
We want people to say, oh, that's that same people that have done this now for 5 or 6 years or whatever. But in social media, that could be perceived differently.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. We do the same, pretty much the same flag every year. Sometimes we'll change, like we put a quote on our flag tag each year. So sometimes we'll change the quote, but we like to keep it the same looking. So like you said, you know, it shows up in the yard. It's like, oh, it's that one again. Love it.
The front side of ours is always the same. We just change the year, what year it is. And then on the back side, shamelessly post a picture of our son who's in the Army.
Love it.
You know, and give an update to my neighbors as to where he is now. But like I said, for social media, I suspect that, you know, it's more of a sort of TikTok world where you want it to be different each time.
Yeah, I mean, that said, you know, no one's going to remember what you posted last Halloween.
Yeah.
If they do notice, then that means they follow you so closely, and that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I just like to change it up and see what works best, and kind of fun to change up designs a bit. Good question though.
Thank you.
All right, so next we are going to set up an email. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back down. Noisy. I'm going to go back to designs where we came up with that Halloween social media posts, and I can actually use that same design again, but I'm just going to throw it in an email. So what I'm going to do is at the top right corner, go to create design. But this time we're going to go on the left side to email. And these are the same steps if you want to send any, you know, mass email out to your database. So this is definitely a good tab to get used to. And they have a lot of different templates on here, but I don't think there's a ton of holiday ones. They actually might have a Halloween one, but yeah, if you're just getting started with email designs, there's a lot of different default templates you can base them off of. But what I'm going to do is go to the top right corner and create a new email template. And then basically the way this works is the left side is the preview and the right side is the different content you can add. So I'm going to start by adding in an image. So I'm just going to click and drag this over here. And then I'm going to go ahead and add that image that I just created. And wait for it to load. Why are we going so slow? let's try this again. What's happening there?
Is it
Oh,
the
okay.
res-
Yeah, I forgot. So you actually have to click on it at the bottom because you can, add in a bunch of images. So once it's uploaded, you just click on the image at the bottom and then you can hit save. So it's waiting for nothing. All right, so we have that. Let's say we want to add maybe a text above it, just like on Facebook where you can post. So we're going to add some text up top. Big. Centered. This isn't liking me today. I guess we're going on the left side. And then you can add other stuff in here too. Like for example, I usually put in our email footer or signature, whatever they call it. So we can add it at the bottom. You can add like a button if you want to like link to your website, or you could link to maybe an article on like Halloween safety tips. But just like designs where we created the social media graphic, you can really customize these emails however you want. So basically to spend some time, create a nice looking email. And then I'm going to give it the title for Halloween, maybe 2021. That way next year I can go back and pull this up again and make some basic changes. And, just like with social media, you can pretty much keep using these templates year over year. And then make sure you save before you exit out of there. So now we have that email saved. Now we're going to go back to campaigns where we scheduled the Facebook post. And just like before, we're going to hit the plus sign at the bottom right corner. But this time we're going to do an email campaign. I'm going to give it a name, Halloween 2021. You can choose your goal, which doesn't really impact how the email's set up. It's really just for tracking, what was the point of the email. So for this one, I guess you could either do brand awareness or just other. And then I'm going to run this through command email. You could also link a MailChimp account. But I like using command email because it keeps it all in-house. So the tracking is going to be better. They're still kind of working on all the tracking functions of command email. But for now, you can at least see like how many people it went out to and how many people opened it. The only downfall is it doesn't show you who opened it. It just gives you kind of the generic numbers, but I know they're working on fixing that.
If we run our, Kevin, if we run our email campaigns out of a different CRM, can you send this to, how could you get this connected to your CRM?
If you're not using command as your CRM, you mean?
I don't have my clients in command yet.
Oh, okay.
Is there a way to do that, or? That may be a more detailed question. I'm sorry. That's okay.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, I guess it depends on the CRM. Like some of them allow you to upload, like I'll show you real quick.
I mean, maybe you send yourself that email. And then.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could do that. Send it to yourself and then
Upload it from there.
upload it from there. Or, if you're able to create emails in your other CRM, you could pretty
Yes.
much go into designs and create that, Halloween design, like download it as a picture and then just go recreate the email in your other
Gotcha.
CRM.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So campaign name, your account. So just like where we connected the Facebook page in settings at the top corner, you can also, you'll see a spot there for command email, and basically you just go in and choose, what email is it coming from, or is the reply to email going to be returned to? Because emails through command come from kind of a personal email that says like agent and then your KW ID number. But you can choose what the display name will be. So I'll send this one to myself so we can like kind of see how it looks. So send to, what we're going to do is click here on create list. And then you can go in and select who you want to send it to. So something I always advocate for is when you have your people in command, tag them with different, categories. So we have like our sphere of influence with a tag for SOI. We have like active clients, all that kind of stuff. And basically you would just pull up, say whatever tag you want, or you can search individually. But pull them up by a tag, and then you can go in and select them and add them to a new list. So you'll see here on the drop down, I have some different lists that I've used. One of them is the test to, so that's just to mine. Send from, so again, you can edit this, but this is going to be the display name that shows up on the email so people know who it's coming from. And then when they reply, this is the email address that it's coming back to. Subject, I'll say Happy Halloween. You could add like pumpkin or something. And then content at the bottom is where you select that design we just created. So I'm going to select this one. See if it lets me. Right the way I want. There we go.
So if you miss something, you can probably go on the it's called Quantrains, which is a YouTube channel that you can pick up.
All right, so you'll see on the right side, we have the email preview. So make sure it looks good before you send it, especially if you're sending it out to a lot of people. And something I always recommend, if you are going to do a mass email like this, send it to yourself first. Make sure it looks good before you go and send the mass email. There's nothing worse than sending it out to like a couple hundred people and then you receive it and see, oh man, I didn't spell that right, or the format doesn't look good. So we have all that set up. Before I send this, I'll show you there is this schedule button. So just like you could do with the social media post, I could go in here and schedule this for Halloween or Halloween next year. Or I guess it's only up to 12 months from now. So I couldn't do Halloween next year, but basically at the end of the year, you could schedule everything for that year. So I could go down and schedule it for Halloween. And then you just hit schedule, obviously. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and send it so we can see how it looks and make sure it actually goes through. Right here.
Here's everybody that's at this time receiving it. Pretty good. And it will change as their fiscal year changes, their anniversary date. So one may come off and then they might come on 3 months later again, and then they stay on here for long periods of time. So, yeah, so these are all people that know what they're doing, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Let's see here.
Michelle Byers, I think you need to mute.
Go back here.
Michelle Byers, I think you need to mute.
He's out in the hallway.
Ah,
All right, so you'll see at the top, this new email came in already, so it's very quick. I have the text, the image, the signature at the bottom. So you'll see it says it comes from Patty Jackson. It's not until you actually look at the address where you see that it's this strange agent 255-500. So most people probably won't even notice that it's not coming from your personal email, because you can create that actual name of who it's coming from. And then if I went to respond to this, it's going to show up as going back to the account that I had linked. That makes sense? So any questions there? We've got our scheduled social media post and our scheduled emails. I guess silence is a good thing. You're all taking in the info.
Hey, Kevin, side question.
Sure.
Is there a way to add I know how to add the buttons, but is there a way to add a hyperlink? So if they did click on other things, they could go to my website or go to my anything else besides just reply on an email?
I believe so. Let me.
Like if I get an email from a retailer and I click on their logo, it takes me to their website.
Right. Yeah, let me pull this design back up and we'll see what we can do. I'm almost certain you can do a hyperlink in the text box. I can't remember if you can link to a photo, like if you click the photo. Oh, that's not where I wanted to go.
Like if they clicked on Patty's email signature, it would take her to the website.
Right. Yeah, let me let's pull this up and see. Copy. All right, so like let's say the image, we're going to edit the image. And then you'll see on the right side there is a link to.
Oh,
So we could do web address, go right to our website. So I guess yes. I usually
terrific. Thank
do
you
that,
so
but
much.
yeah, that's cool. And then the other way is in this text box. You'll see on the right side, there's this little hyperlink button. You could say like safety tips for your trick or treaters. And then you could link to, you know, oh, I guess you just have to copy it in there. So say Halloween safety tips. Kind of a crazy link there, but yeah. And then you just save that so they could click there as well.
Terrific. Thank you.
I do like that you can do the image linking though. Like you could create a nice looking graphic that says like, click here for Halloween safety tips and just link it that way. That way you don't have this long, ugly URL. Pretty cool. All right, let's see. Well, that was pretty much everything I had to cover. Really just scheduling emails and social media posts are the main thing. Take advantage of all the different designs that are available to you. And then just basically use this as leverage. That way throughout next year, you're not always thinking like, what am I going to post? Just take some time before the end of this year and schedule everything. Any other questions or?
Kevin, thank you. This has been
What?
great.
Cool.
That's a good class. We always get good tidbits from you.
Good. I'm glad.
Thanks, Kevin.
You're welcome. All righty. Well, this will be on the YouTube channel soon if you need to go back and remember anything. But otherwise, I will talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty. Have a great day, everyone.